welcome back to another GBL video. Today, we are in Ultra Elite. We're featuring Swampert regular. We have Walrein regular and Charizard regular. None of these are shadows. We don't want to make this team even more fragile than it needs to be. These are all, like, I would say, somewhat budget picks. You can definitely build the Swampert and Charizard pretty easily. The Walrein might take a little bit of help, but here we go. First, we're going to run into the Giratina. This Giratina, well, we only can throw Earthquake that. The Earthquake thrown at this Giratina would do, roughly 50%. They decided to stay in, and they throw the Dragon Claw. We go ahead and just throw out this Earthquake immediately. This Earthquake, like I said, if it goes through, roughly 50%, so at least we do some damage. We can't really switch out because the Walrein, even though it does super effective Icicle Spheres, this Giratina is just way too tanky, so we might as well just do what we can. And then we decided to switch here to bait out any potential like electric types or fighters, etc. Because of the Giratina was so low, we could afford to switch into our Walrein right there to tank a move, and indeed that's what we did. They bring in their fighter. Like I said, we want to kind of just bait this out, and we go for the Earthquake here because we want to get at least a shield or big damage, and they decided to shield, which is good. We want the shields down. We want the shields down for that Charizard. So remember, we left the Swampert with some energy, so we could threaten. We decided to go in with the Charizard because I guess we anticipate them throwing Stone Edge. This Stone Edge here would be lethal. This Cobalion does know the Stone Edge move, so we decided to go ahead and shield that. And right now, we're just trying to maintain as much energy as possible. We go for the Blast Burn right before they get to another Stone Edge. And we're keeping in the back of our mind that our Swampert does have some energy, so if we ever needed to kind of switch out. Oh, nice Peekaboo! That was a nice little peekaboo right there for my opponent, trying to catch me using some inefficient move, which indeed is what happened. We really should have been going for Blast Burn against the Cresselia. So the good news is the Charizard here is able to get to another Blast Burn. They don't shield, and let's see if this Cresselia knows Future Sight. A lot of Cresselias traditionally know Moonblast and Grass Knot. Let's see what they know here. So they know the Moonblast. So even though they did catch the move on us, we are still going to be able to do some heavy damage because none of their charge moves are going to be super effective against us. This is probably a Moonblast, Grass Knot, Cresselia. So we go for the double Blast Burn there. And honestly, we probably should have, we probably were going to need to go for 2 Blast Burns and some kind of either chip or another Dragon Claw on that Cresselia anyways. So even though they did catch a smaller move, it still chipped it away. But good try by my opponent there. We got their Giratina down so low enough that our Swampert is able to just throw a Hydro Cannon to take it out. So GG's right there. Good try by my opponent on trying to catch a move. It worked to an extent, but unfortunately their Cresselia did not know Future Sight. So let's get into the next one here. Once again, this is Swampert, Walrein, and Charizard, all non-shadow. You probably need it to be non-shadow so it isn't as glassy. Maybe if you want to get spicy with this, Shadow Charizard is the one that you want to get the shadow, but I like the semi-bulkiness right now. So Walrein versus Swampert, it's all about who can get the big charge moves off. If this Swampert can get a big Earthquake off, it's looking good, but they decide to shield like that. Unfortunately, that's good for them. So they throw in CMP. We tank the first Icicle Sphere, and I think we're going to try to catch this next one, I think. Oh, boom, easy catch right there. We had to kind of figure out what they wanted to do there. In this case, this opponent was throwing the move right when we got to our Earthquake. So we anticipated that. We caught a Icicle Sphere, which is an inefficient move. They try to catch our Earthquake. So unfortunately for them, they're going to take Icicle Sphere, and 1 Incinerate did go through. So 3 Incinerates to get to the first Brave Bird. we're going to throw these Ice Cold Spheres with great timing. Make sure you throw right before the animation is over. Okay, so on that one right there, this is potential Brave Bird, so we decided to shield. And the fact that they went for the Brave Bird now means that this is an opportunity to farm down. That's 2 Incinerates, and then we take it out. Full farm down right there by this Walrein. And then now we have a full Earthquake now for that Walrein, when that Walrein was trying to catch our original Earthquake here. So this Walrein has been putting in major work. As you can see here, they anticipated that we were going to throw Earthquake. That's a pretty bold shield. They are trying to keep their Walrein alive as much as possible here. So not sure exactly why, but we'll find out. We go for another Earthquake here. So this Walrein has gone to 3 Earthquakes, I believe, right? Major work. Major work. We're going to try to get some chip damage. Nope, no chip. No chip damage on the Ice Cold Sphere here. Luckily, our Swampert has some energy from the last matchup, and it's going to go ahead and win CMP. But unfortunately, the Walrein lives by a sliver of health. So we were not able to snipe all this energy. Okay, so they immediately switched out into their Alolan Muck. Their Alolan Muck here is running the Snarl version, so we're just keeping track of all those Snarls. We do the chip damage on the Hydro there, and the Alolan Muck potentially can know Acid Spray, Sludge Wave, and Dark Pulse. We live all of those moves, at least one, so we don't show the first one. And then here we're just making sure we throw right before they get to the next Dark Pulse, which is 4 Snarls. And this KO, I think? Yeah, that's a nice KO, and then we just farm down the Walrein with our Charizard right there. So that game right there was a bit of a catch fiasco. Both of us were trying to catch, both of us were trying to like out game each other. Huge to my opponent right there. We just had our Walrein do some major work for us, getting to all of those charge moves, and ended up being the decisive factor. And the fact that we caught one of their Ice Cold Spheres as well. Alright, this is the lead we want to see and avoid with our backline, so obviously we're going to try to stay in here, but we're going to be throwing on good timing. We really want to be throwing in the middle of those Volt Switch animations. Allowing them to get extra Volt Switch is too game changing, so we want to make sure we throw at really odd times. So here, oh, they go for the Focus Blast right there. I guess I didn't anticipate that being a Focus Blast, and we also didn't want to get baited there, so we decided not to shield. It does live, and that Swampert does have some residual energy, so we can use that later. Here, we go for the Earthquake against this tanky Lapras. Ultra League Lapras is actual tank. This is going to be probably a Skull Bash, which indeed it is going to buff their defense, and this is going to make it that much harder to take down this Lapras now. So naturally, we only go for another Earthquake. There's no point in going for an Ice Cold Sphere. It's already buffed up. They're probably not going to shield. Yep. Okay. So now it's just a matter of, are we going to shield this, or do we just let this go? Well, I think we end up deciding to shield this, and we get baited. So great bait by my opponent right there. They decided to quick switch. Ooh, you see that quick switch right there? They got 2 Volt Switches in, and that Volt Switch did surprise us enough to where we allowed them to sneak in another Volt Switch right there. So we decided to switch back into our Swampert to quick switch and force a shield, which indeed is what happened. We're debating the shield here. Okay, we ended up shielding. They revealed that they have Brutal Swing. This was a key shield, in my opinion, because not only do we take this Ampharos out, but that shield allowed us to just maintain everything, and it also allowed us to get to that extra move right there. Otherwise, were we going to be able to farm down a Lapras or a Ampharos with that Charizard? Possible, but unnecessary. We would have taken some unnecessary big electric moves or potential surf from this Lapras. So we decided to do that method there. And because our Charizard got a head start in energy, we know that we can beat this Charizard to 2 moves. We have to go for a Blast Burn, then a Dragon Claw. So that Blast Burn is going to do roughly 50% damage. And all these wing attacks add up. Let's see what they do here. They go for the Dragon Claw. Okay, so this opponent was either trying to get to 2 Dragon Claws, or just doesn't have Blast Burn here. So either way, we had to go this route anyways, and I think we still would have won because we would have gone to the Blast Burn first, which is what happened. Even if they brought Blast Burn us, we would have been able to survive with good amount of health left, and then we get to that Dragon Claw before them, right? So I don't think it changed anything. Okay, so far so good. This team here pretty solid as for I would call it a pretty budget team. This is definitely viable for people who don't have like legendaries or even the XLs. Okay, this is absolutely the worst thing we can see. This is basically a core breaker. This Galactopod is actually on the rise in Ultra League because it knows this Liquidation. It actually learned Liquidation in the new moveset update. Unfortunately for us, it's pretty good against the Swampert. It resists all of our moves currently on the Swampert. It resists all the moves on Walrein. Charizard would be the best, but we can't really switch out our best counter to this, right? Because it's just going to counter swap. So we just have to stick it out. Just do as much damage with the Hydro Cannon. I mean, considering not necessarily the best matchup for Swampert, we took it down 80-ish%. And then this is where we come in with the Charizard. We try to farm down. Unfortunately, was not able to farm down. We gotta decide the Liquidation. It potentially knows X-Scissor, but do we risk it? No. We decided to shield. So one shield farm down. Let's see what they have in the back. What do you pair with Gossifleur? Afraid of Electric? Okay. Okay, that actually makes sense. This would help against the Electric types. So we decided to go for the Blast Run here because we have the Energy Head Start. They make a big shield right there. Ultra League Nidoqueens potentially can run Poison Fang and Stone Edge. It's kind of just depending on the team, honestly, but they decided to go for Poison Fang there, which is probably the better play. And they decided to tank the second Blast Bird right there. So interesting enough, they were able to show the first one and allow the second one to go. This is going to be the Poison Fang again, and let's see what's in the back. Oh gosh, this is terrible. So this is not going to be good for us. This is a GG for sure. The opponent's going to win this. Unfortunately, I don't know what else we could have done. I think initially we played it out as well as we can. We just gonna chip it down, and it was unfortunate we couldn't farm down the Gossifleur. The only other play I can think about is maybe instead of potentially taking a Liquidation on the Charizard, we switch into our Walrein to catch the Liquidation and then go from there. But hindsight is 20/20, because if I would have caught with the Walrein on that Liquidation on the Gossifleur, they would have just came in with their own Obstagoon, and that's a winning matchup for them. So I think we played as best we can. We just got, unfortunately, kind of hard walled. All right, on to the next. We can't win all of them. Let's see if this team can give us a positive set here. So this next matchup here, we know the Alolan Muck. Let's see if it's running Poison Jab or Snarl. This thing is running Snarl. So we're keeping track of the Snarls. There's 3 Snarls, 4 Snarls. Okay, they decided to throw the move. We know this is probably the Dark Pulse. Yes, indeed. Dark Pulse, we know we can tank it. And then here, we're just counting again. They decided to switch. And we decided to throw this Hydro to do some chip damage. Just in case, like, this Cresselia is running like Future Sight or something. Which is gonna be helpful against this Charizard, because now I think we just have to go for 2 Blast Burns. So now we're gonna find out. There's a Future Sight. See, sometimes these Cresselias can run Future Sight if they expect like a lot of Charizards, I guess. So we do the chip damage, and then now we know that they have Future Sight, so they're probably running Future Sight Grass Knot. So we go for the first Blast Burn. They know that it's probably going to be Blast Burn, so they steal that first one. We get to the second one. Let's see what they do here. Probably tank it, right? No, they actually double shield. Double shield the Cresselia. So if they're going to use both shields, so be it. And we call their bait. They end up going for the Grass Knot bait right there. And I don't know if that was good, but we didn't have to expend one of our shields, which was great. I know that the Swampert has a ton of energy, so we're just going to throw this Earthquake as fast as possible. I think they got greedy right there and lost track of how much energy this Swampert had and allowed us to get to this Earthquake. Almost took out. And we decided to switch out because we know that we can tank a Grass Knot here and it wouldn't one-hit KO. Remember, they still have that Muck, so we wanted to keep that Swampert alive as much as possible. And because we have 2 shields here, we know that we can invest the shield and just farm up a ton of energy here. This Walrein is going to have to help us take out this Muck. That first Dark Pulse goes through. We get to 100 energy. We throw this Earthquake. It should KO. This is going to be good for us. 1 shield with half health Walrein and half health Swampert. Let's see. No grass types. No grass types. Or fighters. Oh, they come in with the Cresselia, so that means they're afraid of this Walrein potentially. Oh, okay. They try to catch us sleeping there and throwing a unnecessary panic to move. But this Walrein is going to be able to get to another Earthquake, do some heavy damage to this Sylveon here. This Sylveon is racing to its move, trying to get to Side Shock probably, because Side Shock is cheaper than the Moonblast. Yep, and barely doesn't take it out. Allows us to get to another Ice Cold Sphere. I don't think this Ice Cold Sphere is going to be able to take out this Sylveon. Sylveon is kind of tanky. Yep, and then we immediately switch, and then now it's just a race to the move. We have a shield, so this is GG's. Nice try by my opponent, but we were able to wiggle out of that situation. This Swampert came in clutch. This Swampert came in clutch, doing some heavy damage to the Cresselia to help take down that Cresselia by committee, to be honest. And give that team a try. Let us know if it works out, and I hope you enjoyed it.